This is the Central Coast's antisocial network.
Good morning, it's Jeff and Jeremy and Cameron, the intern, the house hunting haunt, or the house party haunt. It was a house. Did you call it a house party, or no? Did you call it a house show?
House show.
It's a house show. House show, Jeff.
What does house hunting have to do with it?
That's just something else you do at a house. You can have a house show, a house party, or a house hunt. House hunting is what you're doing right now, trying to buy a house. That's called house hunting.
Let me ask you a question on that, by the way.
Yeah, okay.
Do you think this is a selling feature? Because I want to put it out to the homeowners of the Central Coast. Not everybody is a farmer, okay?
I'd say most people are not farmers.
Yeah, raised gardening beds.
Oh, I know what those are.
All the rage.
Built-up boxes, like garden boxes?
All the rage to grow your fruits and vegetables. But what if I like buying my fruits and vegetables at the store? I don't want to put to waste your raised gardening beds. And I see a house that has a raised gardening bed in the backyard, or front yard for that matter, and I'm like, man, that's going to have to be removed. Maybe I don't want to spend the time and energy to buy this house.
Well, I think you're in the minority there. I think most people think it's kind of cool to be able to play around and grow stuff.
I don't think most do. I think some
What
do.
happened to you? You were Mr. Tomato Farmer for a while. You had tomatoes.
But you can do tomatoes in a regular pot. You don't have to take up an entire yard to do it like these beds are long. They look like long coffins.
Yeah. Well, maybe they are.
Oh, yeah. What are you saying? They're all Carol. I'm buying houses from Carol Baskin.
Find out if the woman's a widow, and if they ever had tigers. No, I've seen this a lot, and as a matter of fact, that was funny.
Oh, I see it every damn house I look at, and it's like it takes up a lot of the yard, and sometimes it's in the middle of the yard.
I got into it with my sister-in-law. She was visiting from San Diego, visiting my wife, and we're sitting there, and we were looking, I don't know, it's something on TV, probably HGTV, and they had these beds on. I'm like, well, that would be the first thing to go. And she's like, are you kidding me? She goes, I garden. I'm like, well, that's nice. You're not living with me.
Right.
So that was a personal attack on your sister-in-law.
Okay.
Was it? Well, I thought
she deserves it.
I think she was just assuming one day she was going to live with me. Like, what the hell do you care what I think? Like, where I live, this is my house. I don't want to live with you.
No raised garden beds in this house.
Not unless you're making me something pretty good out of these gardening beds.
I mean, I get it, okay, but the places that people are putting them in the yards,
right,
make the houses. You don't want to buy them because you're like, oh God, what am I going to do with all this dirt, all this stuff? When I finally remove this box that was constructed that I'm going to have to take apart. And it's like, forget it. At the end of the day, just find a house that doesn't have this nuisance in the back.
If you're going to garden, you should do it in 5-gallon buckets. I have a friend.
Yes.
They have a 5-gallon bucket garden. And each 5-gallon bucket has some different kind of plants in it, but it's all contained to the bucket. And, yeah.
And you're absolutely right on this.
Easy to water.
Because if you are really, truly into it for the gardening, then you would be fine with that. But what you're into it for is the aesthetics.
I see.
Of
look at my garden.
The assimilation of living on the Central Coast and having to grow everything.
Yeah. It is kind of trailer court trashy to just have 5-gallon buckets on your back patio or deck.
Yeah, but if you're really in it for the fruits and the vegetables, you'll do it.
Yeah, right. It's a little trashy.
It is trashy, though. I'm going to agree with you.
I'm not a gardener. I've never grown anything. I've thought about it, but it seems like too much work to me. And then it's just I'm too busy with other hobbies.
The bed, the big box just runs the length of the yard. And what are you going to do with it at that point?
Besides tomatoes, have you grown anything else?
No, I only like to grow tomatoes. That's it. No, that's not true. I grew pumpkins and a watermelon once. And I say, watermelon because only one came up and it was gross. So
go to Vaughn's, get a Dulcinea.
Yes, exactly.
I got one from that farmer's box I get, and it looked like a really nice watermelon. Yeah, it wasn't really any flavor to it. And so I went to Vaughn's and I got a Dulcinea.
Yeah, I'll tell you this, okay? Watermelons aren't good from the farmers, okay? They're good from the actual grocery stores.
Let's see here. Did we do
They're growing out of the concrete?
Oh, we got to do the word.
From the farmers.
We got to do the word.
What were you saying about the watermelon, Cameron?
Oh, no, I was just, the way you said it sounded like they were, like they're actually growing them in-house at the grocery store.
Oh, no. No, but they know the guy that does it, and they do it right. It's not like a guy that is saying, "Oh yeah, we could grow some watermelon," like me. Like when I was growing the watermelon, I was like, yeah, I could grow a watermelon. I cut into that thing, and it looked like.
Remember that time you tried to make beer?
Yeah,
that was gross.
Yeah, it was like that.
I mean, it was really sweet. I'm sure it just wasn't finished or something.
Well, no, I made it in Mr. Beer. Something you buy at Bed Bath & Beyond with a 20% off coupon.
R.I.P. to all the Bed Bath & Beyonds that are leaving the area.
But there's one that's staying open, for now at least.
I wish it would leave and we could get an REI. Oh, wait, we already have one of those, and it's way too expensive. Have you been in there? Oh, my God.
Nope. Too many farm-grown watermelons.
Yeah,
in that
see, that's
area
the thing.
of
You have
town.
to have your own. You have to be able to afford your own farm in your backyard of your $2 million house to be able to buy a shirt or a sleeping bag. Here we go. First word is dumbass. D-U-M-B-A-S-S, dumbass, like dumbass of the day. Enter dumbass in the 6 a.m. slot. Money for nothing brought to you by Perry Ford. You could win yourself one. Good morning, it's Jeff and Jeremy, by the way. We got Cameron, the intern, on the line as well.
Coronavirus?
No, everybody making a alcohol-free something. I feel like we're talking about this all the time now. And now it's to the point where it's gone too far.
Well, alcohol's not cool anymore, Jeremy. You know that, right?
Well, but then why is Guinness making an alcohol-free stout? A Guinness alcohol-free stout. Like, seriously. If I want a Guinness, I want a Guinness. Now, they say this thing is... got
cooking purposes? I don't know.
only 70 calories compared to 177 calories if you got the regular one, but it's alcohol free. You've tried alcohol. Have you ever tried an alcohol free beer? I had a Beck's once. I think, is that low alcohol or is that a...
No, Beck's has got alcohol in it.
Oh, Beck's is?
I don't know.
I thought Beck's was an alcohol free beer.
I think Beck's has alcohol.
I tried O'Doul's once.
There's a non-alcoholic Beck's, but there's also, well, maybe, I don't know.
And then Michelob Ultra. It's not alcohol free, but it tastes like O'Doul's.
Yeah, it's just Germany's #1 beer.
Beck's?
Beck's. Yeah.
They don't make an alcohol free
They
one?
make a non-alcoholic one.
That's probably what I had.
And then they make an alcoholic
I think it had
one.
a silver label or something.
It does.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a non-alcoholic one.
What's the purpose of non-alcoholic beer?
I don't know, beer's
I guess
pretty
I'm not a
refreshing.
beer drinker, so to me, alcohol is just there to.
I think it's for people that are alcoholics that can't drink the beer anymore, but they still like the taste, so they buy. I know that was that Dax Shepard guy. He's not a kid. Dax Shepard from Punk'd, and I don't know what else he's done, but he's married to Kristen Bell, so he did something right. So he's a druggie and an alcoholic, and we were just he's a drug abuser.
It's so terrible.
Well, I mean, isn't anyone who drinks a drug abuser?
Well, he does like painkillers and, like drugs. Like he's a drug abuser and an alcoholic.
Don't you ever say that Jeremy's an alcoholic because he'll get mad and fire back at you and probably
I don't think he was saying I was.
Throw you down.
I wasn't saying that.
I know, but what I'm saying is
a drug abuser.
If you're saying anybody who drinks is a drug abuser, you're definitely saying Jeremy's an alcoholic and a druggie, and just like Dax Shepard. And next time he gets drunk, he'll throw you down the stairs.
I've never thrown anyone down the stairs. Stop with these lies.
Like
I had a thought and I lost it.
Like he's your stepdad from some after-school special movie in the 80s.
Oh.
What did Red used to call his kid all the time on that 70s show?
You remember Tom Hanks?
Dumbass, yeah.
You remember Tom Hanks in the episode where his Uncle Skip in the episode of Family Ties? And Michael J. Fox comes down into the kitchen and he's looking around for the alcohol. And he downs a bottle of vanilla extract because
Oh. My God.
I've never seen you like this, Uncle Skip. Don't worry about me, kid. Show me where some alcohol is. It's the greatest piece of acting that you'll ever see from Tom Hanks and Michael J. Fox.
Why was
in the
it
same place.
back in the 80s they felt it was so important to cover issues like alcoholism, right? And it was always like the uncle. Like, because, your dad wouldn't be a drunk. Have to be your uncle.
You have never seen Family Ties, have you?
No, he doesn't even know what we're talking
Cameron,
about.
I'm sorry, it was Uncle Ned.
Is Family Ties the one that had the abortion episode that was like super controversial at the time?
No, they wouldn't go that far.
No.
No, it was with Michael Keaton. Sorry, Michael J. Fox. Wrong Michael. Michael J. Fox, and he had his family. They were the Keatons. That's where I screwed that up. And anyways, Google it. You know what? And it's a good show. I wish it was still on TV. I would love to go back and watch Family Ties again.
Well, you
Uncle
say
Ned's.
that, but like Full House came back, and that was pure trash.
There's okay. Let me explain something to you. Okay, Full House was trash from the beginning.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Well, yeah,
Okay,
yeah, of course.
to compare
but it was
that
worse.
and Family Ties, you got to be slapped and thrown down the stairs.
Like Uncle Ned would do
Yeah.
when he's looking for a bottle of vanilla extract.
Get out of my way! Can you imagine if it was alcohol-free vanilla extract? How pissed he would have been. He might have killed poor Michael J.
What
Fox.
is this, alcohol-free? I'm throwing you down the stairs.
Alex, what do you say we go make a beer run, huh?
Uncle Ned, it's after 2.
You know how to make a beer run, don't you? Just tickle him under his pop top.
Drunk Uncle Ned.
Uncle Ned, are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Let's see. There ought to be some alcohol in here somewhere. What we got? Marinated artichoke hearts. You ever have a real good artichoke high, Alex?
Cut it out, Uncle Ned. You really.
This is some of Tom Hanks' best acting.
Oh,
Way better than Forrest Gump.
Here we go. Now, it may not be Miller time, but it is vanilla time. Look at you, kid.
Where is that on a T-shirt?
He just downs a whole thing of vanilla extract.
Now remember, don't drive and bake.
But the best is when he freaks out.
Believe this. You just drank a whole bottle of vanilla extract.
I'm sorry, did you want some?
No. No, I didn't.
Well, come on, sit down. Maybe I can help you with this test of yours tomorrow, huh? I am not totally unfamiliar with the area of economics, you know.
Thanks. I think I'll do all right.
You don't think your Uncle Ned has it anymore, huh? You're ashamed of your Uncle Ned. You think I might give you the wrong answers. Let me tell you something. I spoke in front of the World Bank. So why don't you just come down from this high horse and ask your Uncle Ned for some help,
He's
huh?
grabbing his wrist right now.
What's the matter? Don't you like your Uncle Ned anymore?
I like him. I like him a lot.
And yet you're too good to sit down and have a glass of maraschino cherries with him? Come on.
I've just never seen you drunk before.
Through the chair, across the
Think
kitchen.
I'm drunk?
You
You
bastard.
think I am
See,
drunk?
this is where Jeremy throws people
Let
downstairs.
me tell you something.
Listen to this,
buddy.
Cameron. Real careful.
I'm drunk. Why shouldn't I be?
I don't like to see you like this.
You
Give him a
are
hug.
just like that mother. of
Bring him
yours.
in
Okay,
before he throws him down the stairs. This is
Uncle
Jeremy.
Ned.
Let me tell you something. Ned Donnelly marches to his own drum. So don't think you can come in here and prop me up with some pious platitudes because you were wrong. Why don't you just get out of here, huh? Beat it. You're beginning to get on my nerves.
Right down the stairs.
Why don't you just come upstairs, sleep it off?
No. I'm gonna go out. Taxi!
Pull yourself
You
together.
get out of here, you punk! Just get out of here!
It's serious.
All right,
This is behind the scenes of every show.
This is behind the scenes of every Jeff and Jeremy show? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More cherries for me.
And that was the greatest piece of sitcom acting by Tom Hanks, even including Bosom Buddies and all the work that he did on Bosom Buddies.
Uncle Ned.
Uncle Ned. And this is why Tom Hanks is always a far superior actor than that of George Clooney. Tom Hanks played important roles, ones that taught you things on shows like Family Ties. All George Clooney did was date Aunt Jackie. What's the real slutty Golden Girl's name? What's her name?
Oh, Blanche.
Blanche, she would like, there was an episode in which she was dating a guy in a wheelchair, and she was like, no, I can't date a guy in a wheelchair. That's crazy. And it was a serious episode about dating a guy in a wheelchair and giving people that are handicapped another shot. And then it all ended with a happy ending of she was going to date the guy in the wheelchair. Next episode, no
Never
mention,
heard of him again.
and she's dating another guy. Like,
Well, she's a slut.
What happened with the wheelchair guy? You were going to give him a chance. You were going to.
Where did it take a turn? I want to say it was Roseanne. Remember, Roseanne was a very different kind of like sitcom, but drama. But they would keep a storyline going with Roseanne.
Oh, throughout the whole series.
And I'm sure there's probably other shows too, but that's just the one that I kind of remember, like where it kind of changed. Even Seinfeld and, like you said, Friends off the air. They would continue. I didn't watch Friends too much, but they would keep a theme going.
Right.
90210. That's not a sitcom. I didn't watch that. My wife
was a soap
did.
opera. You had to have an ongoing theme
That was a
for that.
continued theme for that.
But yeah, no, I see where you're getting at on that. Yeah, there must have been a time, and maybe it was Roseanne. Maybe it was Roseanne was the one that shifted the type. Cosby Show, I know.
Maybe Fresh Prince.
I know. Fresh Prince? No, I think Fresh Prince had that same dynamic.
Yeah, I don't think there was any continuity to that.
They would just drop people off. Like, that's the episode. Okay, that's it.
I mean, there would be reoccurring characters, but it wouldn't be like continue the storyline.
Overarching theme to move the story along. Roseanne was there. To some extent, The Cosby Show, and I know we must not speak of The Cosby Show as if it was a sitcom that everybody loved, but you know what?
But there was like 9 other people on that show.
Here's the deal. America loved Bill Cosby at one point in time.
Like, here's a good one. Brady Bunch. Think about Brady Bunch for a minute. That was the ultimate.
Yes.
Something would happen, and then you'd never hear, like, so-and-so again.
I don't know.
Except for what's-her-face's boyfriend, her fake boyfriend that she always would bring up. But
I don't. You know way too much about the Brady Bunch.
Well, I'm trying to think of her name. It was the middle daughter. It wasn't Cindy. It wasn't the hot one. It was the middle one, and she was a nerd.
Jan?
And George.
Jan, yeah.
Jan.
They would always be, okay, Jan.
Yeah, it was like my boyfriend. I think his name was George. I think it was George, but I don't know. It was so long ago, and I don't know. Yeah, it was so weird how they used to write TV and now how it's changed so much. And the funny thing is, we're trying to say, what are sitcoms that are on the air today? I don't even know. Are sitcoms done? Are there still sitcoms on the air?
No, they're still on there. Like there's Modern Family.
I think they're done, right?
The Modern Family's done.
Yeah, they're not. They're not on anymore.
And
I mean, everything's in syndication through Netflix and all that, Hulu and all that kind of stuff. But what's an actual real sitcom that is still alive today?
Well,
I don't even know if there are
I think
sitcoms
part
anymore.
of the problem might be COVID. Like they may have shut.
Well, before in 2019, what was a sitcom? I guess you'd have to look it up. Maybe I'm sure there are some. Maybe I just don't watch them.
There's one that's coming to an end. I saw a promo for it the other night on Sunday Night Football.
Don't say Big Bang Theory.
No, it's about.
I guess that would be probably the last.
It's about like working at a big box store. I think it's called Superstore.
Oh, Cloud9 is the name of the store.
Yes.
Is that
Yes.
a sitcom?
Yes, that is a sitcom.
Okay, yeah, I'm just not watching it. Okay, so there are sitcoms still on, but it's coming to an end.
But I think that might have a lot to do with COVID.
Well, even before that, like I think Modern Family ended before COVID. The Good Place ended during COVID. It had its final season.
The Good Place.
That's a sitcom?
Yeah, it's the one where
With Kristen Bell.
Kristen Bell goes to heaven, but then like she doesn't belong in heaven, and then turns out.
Yeah, I saw that on Netflix.
Ted Danson too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's quality right there. That's pretty funny. Is Curb Your Enthusiasm? That's a sitcom, right?
No.
Yeah,
But it's HBO.
I'm talking about network.
Yeah, network shows.
Stuff.
Yeah. Anyways, you can drop us a line, 805-543-3693. We'll come back and we'll get you that code word.
Subscribe to the Jeff and Jeremy podcast now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and YouTube. It's your Central Coast commute-friendly podcast.